And now it's my honor to invite Miss Tashiya de Silva.
Good afternoon, everyone. For those of you who I haven't yet met, I'm Tashiya. On behalf of my mother Yenlin, my brother Siobhan, and myself, thank you for joining us today to celebrate the life of my father. Looking out at this chapel filled with family and friends, and those who've joined online as well, I can't help but laugh because Dada would have loved how big this crowd is. The more the merrier was what I always heard when he was planning parties with Ma. Just like our family dog Harley here, who responds to multiple names, many of which Dad came up with, Dada was also Dads, Dadsy, or to my mum, when he was testing her patience, Dadsy boy. He was born in Colombo, Sri Lanka, the son of Eric, a banker, and Clarice, a school principal, and the middle child between two sisters, Shamindra and Shaminka. Our grandparents had gentle personalities, and I wonder how they managed a household with three very large and very different personalities. Along with cousins who Dada also considered like sisters, he was surrounded by women growing up, which may have been a factor in him being quite a ladies' man. But more on that later. Dada had many dogs growing up. They were slobbery giants who would accidentally scare the postman and make his older sister jump on the dining table. Years later, when I'd see him hand-feed Harley camembert cheese, I'd find this hard to believe. Dada once told me he wanted to be a farmer, and he even built a model of his future farm. When he was seated across from me in an airport lounge with champagne in one hand and a BlackBerry in another, I would also find this hard to believe. He attended St. Thomas's College, which many here would say is the best school in the world. Stories of him shared from this time seem like heroic legend. He cherished his teachers, fought bullies, stormed the gates of Ladies' College before the Roythorpe cricket match, and caused lots and lots of good trouble. He made lifelong friends, his four amigos, his prep gang, and the batchmates. Their friendships lasted across life stages, across oceans, and WhatsApp groups. At parties, the kids knew how the night panned out for our dads. By 2 a.m., bottles of well-aged single malt were emptied, memories from school were shared, Esto Perpetua was sung, and then the baila would begin. Everyone says Dada changed when he laid eyes on the Chinese Sri Lankan girl sitting in the front row at his SEMA classes. My parents were the polar opposite you read about in books and watch in movies. Ma was the smart, quiet, driven girl whose mother told her not to get a boyfriend and focus on her studies. Dada was a popular ladies' man who played rugby and was a shameless flirt with a comb in his pocket that he used to finesse his hair before class. He wouldn't back down regardless of multiple rejections. Mama always said that agreeing to go out with him was the biggest risk she took. But looking back, it was, as they say in finance, high risk, high return. She did question this decision when he went on a Four Amigos trip a week before his SEMA exam, and she told him, please use the time to study, and he said, a man's got to do what a man's got to do. He failed the exam, and back into the library they went. He spoke of hours sitting in the library with Mama, pretending to study. Mama spoke of hours spent talking on the dial-up phone, hiding in her room so her mother wouldn't find out. Dada took her clubbing for the first time, where they ran into one of her uncles, who never told on her to my grandma. Dada eventually had dinner at her family's home, learning to use chopsticks, eating dumplings, and winning over my grandma, who became a second mum to him. They graduated, became bankers, and got married. They had me first, a calm baby who slept well and always gave the biggest of her smiles to her Dada. Then they had Siobhan, a giant baby who cried his heart out and caused havoc and continues to do so. We had a happy childhood in Sri Lanka with a combined family that would be having a hopper party one night and celebrating Chinese New Year the next. We grew up on holidays by the beach, Dada learned how to swim just so he could spend time in the water with us. On our last trip to Sri Lanka, Siobhan helped Dada into the pool at Benthora Beach, and he did his iconic breaststroke for us. When Ma and Dada moved our family from Sri Lanka in the aftermath of a war, they left behind family, friends, and their foundations in the pursuit of building a strong future for their children. Dada taught us the value of hard work when finding our place in this world. He was passionate about sustainable economic growth for countries like the one he grew up in. For 2 decades in the IFC and the World Bank Group, he travelled the world and met colleagues who are now cherished friends. I loved when he talked about work because at the heart of it was helping people, which brought him the most joy. I never heard him complain about long days and long flights, and when I'd watch him take meetings even while admitted in hospital, I'd think what a gift and a motivation it was to wake up every day and do what you love. He did everything for our family and was the perfect father. His was a warm, encouraging, proud and hilarious presence and was always there. We lived, cooked, laughed and shopped together. You've probably seen him in head-to-toe Ralph Lauren, complete with his boat shoes. He'd send daily selfies of his colourful bula shirts while he lived in Fiji, and his signature line when shopping, "Dat nativunat Hugo Boss," which I honestly don't know how best to translate into English. He was sold on our family home when the realtor said, "You can throw big parties here." His Sonos sound system was equipped with a subwoofer, which you could hear from the street. I can't name his favourite song here as we're in a chapel, but I can assure you it has maximum bass. His favourite artist was Katy Perry, who he and Ma went to see in concert straight after work. He kept our house stocked with wine and his favourite single malt. He loved travelling so much. Family trips took us island hopping around the Maldives, on sunrise hikes up the tallest mountain in Sri Lanka, on dodgy boats to temples in Jaffna, on missions to find the best Peking duck pancakes in Beijing, and on rainy hikes around Cradle Mountain in Tasmania, where I can still hear him shout while soaked in a blue poncho, "When does this circuit end?" We raised Harley together, who Dada spoiled and who made him smile on the toughest days, and who sat by him in hospital till his last day. He called me Tashi Patty. We loved animals. He'd stay up late to help me with exams. He taught me how to drive, even in Sri Lanka. We'd travel together, and he'd light up when someone was surprised I was his daughter, and they'd compliment how young he looked. We watched sunsets together in Fiji, and I experienced snowfall for the first time with him in the streets of Washington, D.C. Last year, in his wheelchair, he went to see Taylor Swift. When I watched him on his feet with Ma and Siobhan beside him, dressed in pink and covered in glitter, I remember thinking, there's no dad like mine. He loved his son, his Siobhan boy. He was a proud old boy when his son attended St. Thomas's and got into the same kind of good trouble that he did. He'd go straight to the King's football field after a flight, and last year cheered on as Siobhan completed another Ironman. That I was proud of his boy, who woke up early to make sure his hair and his tie were perfect for school, just like he used to. He was proud of his boy, who at 19 moved to London for uni and who took on the world with the same fearlessness as he did. No one made him laugh like Siobhan did, sitting at home, in hospital, or travelling. They'd be trailing after us, chuckling away and getting distracted by food. They jumped into mud baths in Fiji, and Dada listened to him talk non-stop about cycling. On Saturday, Siobhan and his friends cycled 55.7 Ks in honour of Dada's years of life. He logged this on his Strava, 4 dads. Ma shared a verse when remembering Dada. It goes, "When God made you, he must have been thinking of me." My parents are soulmates, and their love is the rarest form, unconditional and eternal. They did everything together and seized the joy of every day they had. They once called me from Fiji sunburnt and laughing about how they got lost kayaking and paddled around an entire island to find their hotel. They took on the most challenging years as they always did, together, and Ma was Dada's greatest source of strength. As many of you know, he fought through a complex, incurable neurodegenerative condition. Though his mind remained perfect, 3 years ago, he lost his ability to walk. 2 years ago, he lost his ability to speak. And 2 months ago, he lost his ability to eat. Though these years were filled with unimaginable hardship, what stands out is the strength and resilience he had every single day. Regardless of how much treatment they sought, how much pain or discomfort he went through, how much bad news was delivered in hospital rooms, he never gave up, his faith never faltered, and he never questioned, why me? Instead, he made his carers laugh, made them feel welcome in our home. He didn't let his condition dictate the quality of his life. He determined his own. He went to the rugby, students sang at church, and he and Ma hosted Bible study. He did hours of physio, hosted parties, and at a 50th party earlier this year, he refused to leave until the DJ played the last song. He ruled by the thumb, as his signal for yes was thumbs up. Our last family trip was to Japan. When asked if he wanted his usual champagne at the lounge, thumbs up. In the plane, he typed out, Scotch. And every time I asked if he really wanted another sip, he'd go, thumbs up. We caught the train from Tokyo, and as we looked across the glistening water, taking in Mount Fuji, I remember thinking what a perfect family I have, and how blessed we have been. We then asked Dada if he wanted to try lavender ice cream, to which he responded, thumbs up. It was 7 degrees. Devarsiri means God's blessing. Dada was a man of faith. His faith did not judge and was not for show. It was about being kind to your neighbour and helping others. The way he drew strength from his faith is an inspiration. Thank you, Pastor Blake, for leading the service and the beautiful sermon. You and the Kingdom City family have given so much support, and we are forever grateful for your endless prayers. Thank you to his carers and the Concept Care team. You cared for Dada with love and patience through his complex condition and his ever-demanding requests. The house feels emptier without your laughter and the conversations you had with him and Harley. Thank you for always lifting up his spirits and being with him and our family till his last day. Thank you to every healthcare worker who helped him, the doctors, the physios, and the nurses at Prince of Wales, who were so warm and accommodating to our family. Thank you to all his supportive colleagues for continuing to visit and keep him updated about work and all the gossip as well, even last weekend in hospital. Thank you, Daniel, for the many kind words you have said about our dad, even before today, and for sharing your memories from that side of his life. Thank you, Uncle Dushan, for sharing your adventures with Dada, and for the hours of free medical advice you gave my parents, regardless of how tired you might have been. But thank you mostly for being a great friend and a brother from another mother. Thank you to all Dada and Mama's friends, our uncles and aunties, for continuously visiting and bringing his favourite food, for joining him on the dance floor, flying over to visit him, and for taking over the hospital last week and being with him right to the end. I can't say I have 50-plus year friendships yet, but when I do, I want them to look just like yours. Thank you to our combined family who have loved and helped us over so many years. You've helped us move countries and houses. You've been with Dada in hospital. You've kept us fed, kept Harley fed. Most of all, you've been a part of so many of our best memories with Dada. Thank you to everyone who has shown their love this week, whether it be sharing pictures and memories, sending flowers, visiting us with food, flying in to be with us today, and helping bring together this beautiful service for Dada. Grief truly comes in waves, but your kindness has eased the burden of wading through it alone. Each one of us is fighting our own battles, but when you remember Dada, remember that it is not these battles that will define us. Instead, it is how we choose to fight them that will. He passed peacefully, knowing how much he was loved, surrounded by those who loved him. For that, he is blessed. Now play a memorial video that Siobhan has put together.